Hey guys, so we're at round 7 Super Rugby. Uh, I think the competition's still fairly close. There's only about 9 points difference between the top side. Actually, no, it's even less, 6 points difference between the top sides, which is the Crusaders and Hurricanes, and then the ninth place side, which is the Highlanders. So yeah, it's still very, very close. So there's a lot to play for this weekend. I think there's 2 really big derbies happening this weekend, which you guys can't miss. I think they're going to be absolute crackers of a game. So the first game on the Friday, we've got the Hurricanes versus the Crusaders. I think that's going to be an absolute slugfest. The Crusaders are coming off a loss, which was pretty unheard of, especially playing in Australia. The Crusaders don't normally lose playing, or they just don't normally lose. But the Hurricanes have got some good form. I think they're pretty evenly matched kind of sides. They're both on 19 points for the competition, and I've put the Hurricanes to win by 5. I know it's a bit against the grain, but I think that the Hurricanes at home, playing at Wellington, I think having the Hurricanes by 5, I think is a good bet. But I think it's probably going to be the game of the weekend. It's probably the hardest derby that we're gonna see this weekend. Next game, we've got the Waratahs versus the Sunwolves playing. I actually don't even know where the Waratahs play. Sydney. I've put the Waratahs by 6. They're also coming off a really good win against the Crusaders last week. The Sunwolves coming off a loss from the Lions. But yeah, I just think the Waratahs. I think Sunwolves are waning a little bit. They started the season really, really well, but. Yeah, I just have a good feeling that the Waratahs are going to take the game. They're just going to be too strong, and they've got too many great players. First game on Saturday, we've got the Blues versus the Stormers. Phew, this was a difficult one to predict. I've put the Stormers by 7. This was a hard one. Either team could have won. I think the Stormers are going to be desperate for an away victory. The Blues are playing really well. Ricky Ioane is playing exceptionally well. He's scoring tries. So, yeah, I just think that the Stormers are going to try to keep it up front. It's going to be quite interesting because we've basically got 4 Springbok props going up against each other. I just think even Etzebeth's back, Peter Steph Toy, Sia Khaleesi, exceptional rugby player. So, yeah, I just think if the back line for the Stormers clicks, I think it's going to be a really tough day at the office for the Blues, but I've gone for the Stormers by 7. The next game, we've got the Reds versus the Rebels. I think the Rebels haven't been playing that well these last 2 games. Yes, they were away games, and this is another away game against the Reds. But Reds is one of those sides, like I said, every week I get wrong, so I've put the Reds to win by 4. I think it's going to be quite a close game. I think the Reds are going to keep it up front. Rebels are going to use Quade Cooper to try to take it out wide. Yes, so I've put the Reds to win by 4. Next game, the weekend, the next big derby, has got the Sharks versus the Bulls. Bulls are coming off a horrible loss last week against the Chiefs. And the Sharks had a really good victory against the Rebels. My wife just screamed from the side that the Sharks, I live in a Sharks house basically, so I think everyone's going to be wearing Sharks clothing. I'm going to be the only Bulls supporter. The Bulls are going to be desperate to come out. I think this is going to be an absolute slugfest. Normally South African rugby is quite physical, and I think this is going to be on another level. I'm hoping there's no serious injuries. You can see by my post I put Sabu Nkosi on one of my favourite wings, actually one of my favourite players playing. I do think that the outside backs for the Sharks are exceptionally good. Makazole and Pimpi. I'm hoping that that young kid, that'll come to me. Sabu Nkosi on the other wing. We've got Lukanya Armour, who I rate as probably one of our best outside centres. And yes, Robert Dupree is also very, very good. But I just see Handré Pollard taking charge of this game. I think the Bulls are going to step up. So yes, I've put the Bulls to win by 8 points. We'll see if that happens, because the last time I said the Bulls would win by 8 and they lost by 31. So yeah, so let's see. But yeah, the Bulls to win by 8, and I'm stick with that. Next game of the weekend, we've got the Jaguares versus the Chiefs. My wife's not going to like this, but I've put the Jaguares to win by 5 points. So I just think the Jaguares are due a win. The Chiefs have travelled. They've travelled to South Africa this last weekend. Now they've travelled all the way to Argentina. It's a 24-hour flight from South Africa to Argentina. It's a long haul with stopovers and things. So I think they're going to be pretty tired. Brodie Retallick's actually come home. So yeah, we'll see. And I think, yes, the Chiefs have Damon McKenzie at fullback, and he's exceptional at that position. It's right, but I just think with Moroni and Bafeli and all the players that play for the Jaguares, they're also special kind of players that have that same kind of, their backline is just phenomenal. So I put the Jaguares to win by 5. Look, we'll see. We'll see what happens in my Super Brew. Last week I came second in my league, which was fairly surprising because I only got, I think, 4 games right or 3 games right. So yeah, I think this weekend the big games are going to be Hurricanes versus the Crusaders. I think it's at 8:30 in the morning. I think it's going to be an absolute cracker of a game. And my other big game is going to be the Sharks versus the Bulls. I think we've got 2 really, really big derbies coming up this weekend. And between the Crusaders and the Hurricanes, I have a feeling whoever wins that game is going to have a lot of momentum going forward for the rest of the competition. And yeah, I just think the Bulls and the Sharks game, the African Conference is so close. If the Bulls can get one over the Sharks, maybe they can move further up the ladder, because there's almost no points between 1st and 4th place in the African Conference. And if the Jaguares can pull off the win, then there's another team that's in the mix in the African Conference. The African Conference is very, very competitive, which is great. It's great to see that. Obviously, I think the Lions are on a bye. But yeah, please guys, put down your scores down below of who you think is going to be, what the scores are going to be, what games you're looking forward to. Listen guys, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Chat soon. Bye.